Hello, GAC Universe. This is Mr. Gorman from the awesome GAC Paparazzi, and I am proud to present to you tonight's special event. Tonight's special event, Ghost Adventures Season 8 live! Skype chat from New York. I'm kidding, no, this is not from New York. It's okay. We wish we were from New York, but you like SNL up in here. Anyway, so I got some awesome special guests waiting for you on Skype right now. We are just going to party like it's 3013. All right, and this chat is not only about the GAC paparazzi. Paparazzi about Ghost Adventures and the guys. It's also about paranormal unity. We got people from all different areas of the paranormal with me right now, and I would like to introduce you to them right now. So without further ado, let me introduce you to my special guest. We wish we were from New York, but you like SNL up in here. So I got some special guests waiting for you on Skype right now. Unfortunately, I
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Woohoo! Actually, sound off at any minute 'cause he's getting all excited. He's watching the screen, so. And my other one wants to attack, so if I scream.
Thank you, Brian. Good evening.
Hmm.
Hmm. On a
Where
different
Waldo
time
is.
zone.
He's with Waldo.
Just to let you know, I sent Scott a text, told him that we were waiting on him. Sounds good.
There isn't any chattiness going on, so we need to, we need to wrestle something up. Now, yeah, I put it out over mine. We'll see who's awake.
Mhm.
What the heck was that? You guys are dropping crap all over the place.
It's me. I know.
There's a war going on her end, that's for sure.
You got that right.
Yeah.
Fight demons and whatnot.
Yeah, right?
Fighting my own inner demons.
We all have those. Those are good. Those make life entertaining.
Yeah, they do.
Oh.
All right, back to Brian's question. What do you think about the new season coming, right, Brian?
I can't wait. It's going to be very exciting, as always.
Do you want to hear what I have to say?
Yes.
I suck so bad that I don't even watch them.
Oh, you shouldn't. Well,
I
I don't know.
It's not that I don't like them or respect them. I just don't watch TV. So I don't watch any of the paranormal shows, but I love them, and I think they're the best at what they do. And I'm sure their season is going to be awesome.
I can be
I don't have time. I got 4 kids, and they're watching the TV, so cartoons are on all the time. So that, and my daughter always watches Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Good program.
She wants to learn how to fight, yo.
All women should learn how to fight. It's a good idea.
She already knows how.
She just wants to enhance it then, right?
Yeah, she wants to be like them. She wants to, be able to jump on walls and kick people upside the heads and stuff like that. So she tries it on her brothers.
Oh, yeah. I used to beat my brother up, too, so I know what that's like.
Yeah. She's got twin brothers, 2.5 years older than her.
Oh, that's
so
funny.
She's pounding their heads in, and they're like, when they really make her mad, she's got 2 of them on her.
That's
so
funny.
she's kind of a tough girl.
Yes. I honestly don't watch too much paranormal shows these days because I'm usually doing investigations, so I don't need to.
Right? I know, right? Once you're like
Yeah.
always doing it, you're just like,
Yeah, you know. So
I got to go through my own footage and my own audio.
I know. I still have audio backed up from a couple of investigations ago that I need to finish, and it's just I just don't have the time to do it. You know, I work full time, and then on top of that, it's just crazy. And then to the cartoon, of course. Yeah, well. Hmm.
Oh my God, you're a big boy. I found you when you were a wee little lad. Now you're a That's so crazy.
God, it's been a long time since I've had a sophomore and junior year.
2 years for me too.
I'm old enough to be all of your mothers.
I got it.
Old enough to be my mom.
Hmm. I know the feeling. I know exactly what you're talking about because it's like I got a whole boatload. We had a big investigation at Garrison House with Brian Harnois and a bunch of people, and I never went through the evidence. And I'm still supposed to send them the psychic drawings I did, and I haven't done that. So I feel exceptionally guilty, but I haven't had time to breathe. So got to set the priorities. There you go. Green beans.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Doop, doop.
I am. Yeah, hey, what's up? Hola.
Welcome, welcome.
Everybody excited?
Woohoo!
Season 8 coming up. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, guy with no avatar.
Sorry.
About the new episode? I think it's going to be probably amazing and exciting. Each episode or each season seems to bring something new, so just really excited to see what new things happen this season. Congratulations, by the way, for season 8. I'm sure when we're all 80 and we're on season 963 that we'll be able to teleport right into the investigation scene.
Which means I'll be 100.
Right, of course, but we'll be in the afterlife by
in my
then.
home, you know?
No, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for the show, and it's always each season is better than the last. So, of course, my always unconditional support, and I'm excited, and I hope everyone else is. Woot woot!
Woo.
I am. Me too. No, it's not
No, that
good.
isn't good.
It's
I
really
can hear you. I don't know. You know what? It's really weird. I have my husband's laptop right now because for some reason, for the first time ever, all of my internet connections are zapped out.
Oh, that's
Hmm.
weird.
It's very weird.
Can you reboot?
I'm actually on a different laptop right now and
Yeah.
had to completely reconfigure. He's working on mine, but for no reason whatsoever, every other device in my house is picking up my Wi-Fi signal except my laptop, which is highly weird. It's
That's
just weird.
Maybe it's
It's possessed.
possessed.
Yeah, I was
Yep.
just
I
going to
think
say that.
so.
Great
I
minds
think I
think
need a
alike.
break.
Yes, I was going to say that next too.
Oh,
If you hear hammering over here, that's my parrot banging on my laptop.
ah,
I can't. He won't leave me alone. I'm not paying any attention to him. He's really annoyed.
If you hear banging over here, it's my kids trying to get out of the closet.
You hear that?
Pay no mind.
You hear that knocking?
uh,
That was him.
oh,
You hear that?
Alrighty. Yeah, I know. I know how it goes. I do. Dun dun dun.
sure. I would love to. Okay. I've been on the down low. I have. It's so great to be on the down low. Yeah. Okay. Okay. The reason I kind of jumped into being an actual like paranormal investigator is because of my son Nathan, who is 17 now, and your friend, your partner in all kinds of ghostly crime. Mm-hmm. Yep. So when Nathan was a baby, I bought a house and we moved in, and he started seeing ghosts when he was 3. And then I started like having experiences in the house as well. And so I knew that, there really were ghosts in my house. It wasn't until he was 11 years old that things got really bad for him. And one day he came to me and said that he thought he was schizophrenic. And then he needed to go to the doctor. And I said, no, you're not schizophrenic. I'll prove it to you. And that's when I called Janet over at Mineral Springs in Alton, Illinois. And, and I called her up and I said, listen, I have a son that has been seeing and hearing since he was 3. He's 11 now, and he thinks he's schizophrenic. And I'd like to bring him over to Mineral Springs, not tell him anything that's going on, and prove to him that he has a gift. So I set up bringing him over like on a Sunday. And within 30 minutes of being there, he started hearing the little girl talking to him. And then Janet confirmed, yes, in fact, there is a little girl here. And so, you know, finally we had somebody backing up to him that, you know, he can walk into a place and you know, make contact and he's okay. So from there, we just started investigating, and then him and I used to watch Ghost Adventures all the time. And yep, that was our bonding time. That's where it comes in. And, you know, in a lot of ways, Zach taught my son and I everything we needed to know about ghost hunting, about, you know, how to deal with it and communicate with it. And, you know, as time went by, I had a lot of women coming to me and saying, oh my God, that's so cool what you do. And I would love to go ghost hunting with you sometime. So I just decided, hey, you know what? I'm just going to start a girl group. And I didn't really think anything of it when I was like doing it, you know, that like the name and the whole idea of a girl group would cause as much controversy as it has. But boy, woo, I've turned out to be the most, controversial female paranormal investigator because I'm crazy. So
everyone needs a little controversy.
I don't know how does a female group be controversy? That's what I don't understand. You know,
because
it's just crazy.
Because of the name, the logo, and the whole, you know, is like I went out and I found other girls that modeled and, you know, and I found pretty girls that are, you know, interested in the paranormal. And, you know, it is a very male dominated field.
Yes.
So
very.
Yeah, I guess it is.
And, you know, I'm constantly hearing that you are a disgrace to this field. You're an embarrassment. And, oh, yeah.
Really?
That's crazy.
Oh,
that's insane.
Well, you know, that's interesting because Lorraine Warren, who has been in the paranormal field forever, and one of the first actual investigators and scientific, you know, paranormal documentation, was very well accepted. And her name is out there.
So sweet. And, you know, I push buttons. I, you know, dress controversial. I speak very rudely. And, you know, I'm pushing it harder than any other female. If you notice, like on TV, all the girls, they're in a man's shadow. They're playing the good girl, the sweet girl, the innocent girl. And here I blow out and I'm like, hey.
Oh, you must have missed my episode.
Well, good for you, Jody.
Thank you. And, you know, Brian, I have some really good news that I will share with you. And
me too.
Well, I can't talk in detail, but I am getting my own TV show.
Oh, cool.
Are you a woman with a vagina? I need women.
We should have some of my group on.
What?
You have to get my partner and I on. We're a couple of girls, and we do our own ghost hunting.
Nice.
Yeah, we were Indie Para. We were on My Ghost Story a while ago. A couple episodes.
We'll travel.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Like my production company, I can't tell you who it is, but when they called me up and they were like, "Yeah, we're with blah 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 blah," and we want to do a show. We want you to do a show that we already have put together. Can we interview you tomorrow? We want to send you a contract and everything. And I was like, okay, I'll do the interview. So I did it, and like they had it all ready, like they were ready to film. And I completely took that that TV show and sabotaged it and took control and kicked everybody out of it and brought in my own people. So
Good for you, though.
yeah. So I took their show and went, yeah, no, I don't want to be a part of that. And they were like, well, we want you. And I was like, well, I don't want to work with those people. So they go, okay, well, then screw them. Who do you want to work with? And so I can't say who is on my team. I just can't talk about anything right now because, development and all that. Yeah. But, and I haven't made any special announcement or anything, but I don't really, Yeah. Yep. Oh, yes, it is. Probably their best ever.
Is that in St. Louis? Is that what
Yes,
this?
ma'am.
Oh, cool. Yep. Okay.
Contracts.
Yeah. Lock you down.
I hate those gag orders.
Ah, ah,
Yeah, by the way, I got a message from Scott. He said he's downloading Skype, I guess, right now.
Oh,
little
Yeah.
late for that.
Yeah,
I guess I'll have to watch the next episode then, huh? I'll figure it
all
out.
he can say is that it is going to be probably one of their most excellent, probably the most watched in every season because of location. I mean, they're so lucky to have gotten into this place, and I've had opportunities to get in there, but I just didn't jump on it. And
Oh,
but that's
now
okay.
everybody will want it.
I live here in St. Louis. I can go and knocking. you know. Yay! Now
Yay.
it's gonna get crazy. Watch out, people.
Yeah.
Close your
There he
ears,
is.
people.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh.
Someone's showing up. I'm seeing there. I can just make him out. There he is.
Hello.
Hey!
Hello.
Yay.
Woohoo.
Hey. 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 How are you? It's funny.
Hey.
Yay.
Yay!
We meet
How are
at
you guys?
last.
I'm okay. I'm standing on the side of the road. I had to download Skype. I had an emergency hair salon thing, so I have I have to treat my hair people and my makeup people like family. So one of them their car broke down, so I came to give them a jump, and I go, oh my God, I'm supposed to be on a thing. So I downloaded it really fast on my brand new Galaxy Note 2, which is the 3's coming out, so it's not that great. But here I am, and so I'm standing here in front of the hair salon. I wish there was video I could show you how amazing. There's 100 people cutting hair in this place.
Oh, that's funny.
Yep.
Yeah, you are actually. Thank you for cueing the horn. I'm actually in the studio. Come on, let's get some trucks driving by. Beep beep. Sitting on. Hey, buddy. You with the funny hair. Yeah. Oh.
No, it's like a bunch of squares. That's all I see is squares. That's right. That'd be exciting. Skypey wood squares.
Hey, that's actually Paranormal Squares.
Paranormal Squares.
So
There you go.
calling Zach.
Damn, we got to do that.
Yeah, Zach Bagan's in the center square for 500.
Yes, right.
It would be great. You'd have like Keith Age down on the bottom left hand, and you have to a question. Yeah, it would be awesome.
That would be funny. I'll have one of my cartoon corners in the upper corner. I think I cartooned him at some point. Did I?
Yes.
Hi, Scott.
Somewhere. From somewhere on the planet.
Virginia City.
Oh no. I know. He probably sprayed him with hairspray and ruined his instrument. See, that's why I don't get near a hair salon except once in a great while when I start to not be able to see. Now Janice is toast. Janice is toast. We're toasting. This is not how we should be doing it. We should be doing it with champagne. Back. Come back. Bad Skype. Bad Skype. I'd kick it, but I don't want to ruin my laptop. No. For me, it looks like little souls are going off into the atmosphere. There they go. Oh, he's toast. Oh, he vanished.
There he is. All dropped.
My parrot gave up on me, thank God. Oh, she's got too. Oh no, bad Skype. Now we're down to 4 square.
4 square, we can play dodgeball now.
We can play dodgeball, yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. Duck. You don't want to play dodgeball with me. You don't want to play any lawn sport with me either. It's very dangerous. And you don't want to go ghost hunting with me because I'll probably try to scare you.
I don't get scared anymore.
I don't either. We have a couple that try to scare people, and they try to scare me, and I just kind of look at them. And meanwhile, I like to come out of nowhere and get somebody. Oh, that's nice. I appreciate that. I need to do more of it. I've been like caught up in doing work, so I had to cut the cartoon down to 3 days a week as opposed to 5. 5 days a week or actually I was doing 7 days a week for the longest time, and then I wound up having to cut it back a little bit. It was starting to wear me thin a little. I need to be independently wealthy so I can just cartoon for the fun of it. That would be the goal, and then do.
I think that's all of our goals.
Yeah. They're trying. They're trying. Come on. I see the soul coming up. Little dots. Come on, Scott. We can do it. We can do it. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Let's go, pal. Resurrect yourself. The resurrection is happening.
I think he's starting to manifest into.
Yes, he's starting to manifest. Send him healing energy so he can manifest. This is such a paranormal affair, isn't it?
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm really, really excited to hear about an all-girl team too. That's really cool.
Yeah, we're not entirely an all-girl team, but our core group is all girls, and that's the one that usually winds up going out. And I tell you, we get more evidence doing that.
Did we get Scott back? Nope.
He vanished again. He's having trouble resurrecting.
Let's
What
whoop
the
out the
hell is
spirit
that?
box.
Someone say spirit box?
I did. We'll communicate through the ovulus.
That sounds like good. I got my eye ovulus over here. I love that thing. I've used that thing on the
I don't have
investigation.
any of that stuff.
I usually don't bring anything, but I like the eye ovulus. I bring like a phone, and I'm telling you, we get some good tie-ins with EVPs and the ovulus. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to use it for a while, and all of a sudden, after a while, it becomes an part of your integral communication, and so that it just actually starts working for you better the more you use it.
Right.
And what I like about it is I can save the log and do a comparison afterwards, so I have record of it. It's really cool. Just email it to yourself when you're done.
Well, that's important too. In paranormal research, research is scientific research. So having evidence and being able to log and record is really important.
Yeah. I like tag teaming all that. It's interesting because I started doing psychic drawing last year or a couple of years ago or whatever. And I found that I've been able to tie some of that in. And what's interesting is we were able to tie in through EVP and other means the things that I was drawing and in response from the spirits about what I was drawing, which I think is pretty neat.
That is very cool.
Yeah. So.
Because 30 years ago, obviously, I mean, the Warrens obviously, kind of paved the way for all of us. But, 30 years ago, people involved in the paranormal community and that were actually trying to make it a true science, they struggled. And, people tried to have them committed. Basically, you were seeing things, you were hearing things, automatically the first thing that anyone thought was you're crazy or mentally disturbed.
Exactly.
And all of this lately has really brought it to the forefront that, there are, it is a science, a true science, and there is another realm out there, and we're not crazy. Well, some of us are, but that's besides the point.
Well, I always said it's part of the awakening of all of our spirits together collectively, and we're all exploring. And the reason the TV shows are so popular is because all of us have developed an interest in deciding that we are more than just our bodies, so that when we pass, there is something else left on. So
absolutely, and the fact that we all have been able to come together and find out who each other, kind of collaborate as a group and say, no, wait a minute, I validate these other people because I experience this too. And then you have, all of a sudden, all of these people that are validating, yes, we have experiences too, coming out of the closet, per se.
Exactly. We're all out of the closet now.
And that's kind of cool because it validates the science. Absolutely.
It's pretty neat. It's kind of cool because it's gone beyond science. It takes science beyond science. So we actually start thinking much, like further that, that there is much more than just the physical world and physical science. So
exactly. And the scientific part, though, however, I mean, most of our critics or critics of the paranormal are scientific people. So they're saying, show us the documentation, show us the proof, because science is all about the proof. So
and it's funny because there's so much proof out there now that
exactly
that they're just turning a blind eye to it. That's all, it gets to that point where the evidence to me is overwhelming. I'm like,
I think
you
it
gotta
scares
say,
them. I think it scares
it
them.
does. Just wait till they have a big badass paranormal experience. They'll change their minds.
Exactly.
That's what I tell people.
And the really funny part about all that is, technically, if you think about it, the paranormal and science actually go together hand in hand.
Absolutely. There it is.
Yay!
Hello?
The Hollywood Square is back.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear us?
Oh my God, I hear you.
You can hear us? Good.
I totally can hear you.
We thought you were a victim of a Skype buy.
That's exactly what happened.
A Skype by shooting.
It was, well, in Fresno, California,
Yeah, it was the UFO that was scrambling his signal.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that happens a lot here at the Reflections Hair Salon in Fresno, California.
Yeah, that's where all the UFOs go to get their hair done.
That's right. A little bit off the top, antennas, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, cool. Love Jody Parks.
I love you too. I love you too. I plan on getting naked with you someday.
You know, it's for science, of course. And it's like, it's like,
while we investigate an incubus and a succubus.
It's purely academic,
It's purely academic, yes. It's apples and oranges.
Yeah, it's yin and yang. There you go.
It's yin and yang. It's apples and oranges. Speaking of oranges, hey,
apples and oranges can't do that. Apples and bananas maybe, but not oranges.
Apples and bananas.
That's just trans-spiritual.
That's transgender spiritual. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, actually, naked investigating it's proved to work extremely well. I know if I was a ghost and Jody Parks was walking around naked, I'd show her a sign of my presence.
Oh.
My character Ghost Thor would be there in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Not even.
Well, I need some new spirit guides, obviously. So yeah.
My spirit guides have made my life a big joke. So.
I think mine. If I could say what my spirit guide looked like, he'd look like Kramer. I mean, that's because my spirit have a sense of humor. So.
Mine has too much of a sense of humor, especially after today's day. Forget it. It gets worse and worse.
I just found out I had a spirit guide.
Mine woke me up the other morning. Said, "Get up."
I mean, I've always had lots of spirits around me, but I never realized I actually had a spirit guide. That just came about recently on a trip to Washington.
I was in a yoga class. I was doing yoga nidra, where I was flat out laying, in the Zen, I guess you would want to say. And I had one. It was a male voice in my left ear. Went, "Hey!" like really loud. And the only male in the whole room was my husband. He was on the other side of me, and he was flat out. He was sleeping. So something hollered in my ear, and I'm assuming it was one of my spirit guides. And we also, all of us heard something walking around, and everyone was flat out, and someone was walking around the room, but there was nobody there.
It's so funny. People have a hard time believing in spirit guides, but they believe in guardian angels. Yeah, it's
the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Same thing.
Absolutely.
It's semantics. It's all this crap is semantics anyway.
Yeah, apples and oranges.
Yeah, and bananas.
And paninis.
Paninis.
And kumquats.
Kumquats.
I had one for the first time the other day. You are sensitive.
Did you like it?
I didn't know what I was doing, but I was peeling it, and they're going, "Don't do that." I go, "Well, what do you mean? You don't peel them?" So I put it in my mouth, and it's kind of sweet, and then I bit it, and it's kind of sour, and then it was like, fuck, it was great. I wanted another one. There was a whole tree, but I didn't dare. I've been tempted by the forbidden fruit before.
You don't want the guy coming out with a shotgun and shooting you off for it.
Friggin' Philip Graber house.
My fruit.
My fruit! How dare you? I want 4 cents for that. Oh, what?
No, it's organic, so it's $5.
Yeah, organic with a sticker on it.
Yeah, like the organic apples I buy for my horse that I got to peel the stickers off first before I give it to him. Because he eats it.
Yeah, when you're not looking, he's eating pieces of fence. So yeah. I love horses. Our old horse Tommy, great horse. It was part of the family. So we actually had a window the horse would look in, like on some of the old TV shows. And Tommy would go in. He'd lean in the kitchen window, turn on the faucet. You drink out of. We left the pot in there with water in it, and you drink out of the thing. People, there's a horse in your window. We're like, no, there's not.
It's a family member.
So I assume you don't live in New York City.
Not anymore. We moved to Tommy to the city. Actually, I live in the country. I'm a pig farmer. I live way out in the middle of nowhere. Except the only thing near me is Reflection Hair Salon in Fresno.
Nice.
By me, I have a tanning salon, Japanese fast food place, a hair salon, and a Valero. So that's a gas station.
Exciting.
That's what I get here, where I'm at.
But you also get the solitude of living out away from the city.
Yeah, where everybody gets home invaded and murdered, and it's strange. Everybody out here has guns, and it's like there is no like, hey, is gun control weird? I mean, everybody has one. People walk down the street with guns, and this is California, and movie stars don't walk down the street here. People with guns do, and they walk. I mean, it's just. I'm looking at it right now. There's an Oriental family in front of me: a mom, dad, 2 kids, and 1 gun. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's I don't know why, and it's maybe it's a. I don't know. I don't carry a gun.
Yeah. I wouldn't do it. Yeah, I'm in New York. In New York, they have to register and make sure that all the good people have to work really hard to get guns, so the people who can get them easily by buying them on the black market have the advantage.
Exactly.
That and Gucci purses. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. That joke is like, 10 years old? Let's say Dolce Gabbana or something. Oh, but no, I don't know. I've tried. I collect purses, yet I don't know anything about them. I just know I have this one that Jody Parks is going to buy off me someday.
Oh, hell yeah. Which one?
It's a Jimmy Choo. I'm down to $750 on it. So.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
I'll send you the money through PayPal.
Yeah, send to PayPal, and I'll send you the purse through something else.
Okay. Does it come with a bonus?
Yes. Actually, you wanted a picture of the inside of it, so I'll do that. I think that's what we're looking at. Yeah. It's a Jimmy Choo. I had it checked the other day. It's worth about $4,200 now. So,
wow.
Yeah, for a purse, right? A purse, $4,200 for. I'm sorry, a bag.
Isn't that
yeah, it's called a bag these days, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not cool. That's my granddaughter.
Yeah, I'm not cool
Yours
either.
just
I still
cool.
call them pocketbooks. Like my grandmother had pocketbook.
What makes a bag worth $4,200? Just
I don't know. I go
the name.
The label.
So ugly.
I walk around with the Mother Earth bags, the little grocery bags that you get from the organic food store that they give you if you buy too much groceries.
Yeah.
And I put all my crap in there, and I'll walk around with that. And then I don't carry a purse because I lived in New York City for a while, and I know enough not to carry a purse because people will try to walk away with it and you. So
right.
I put everything in my pockets.
I actually carry my stuff around in one of those bags too.
Yeah, I got a sketchbook in there and a bunch of junk and things and apples for my horse.
But I happen to know mine's only worth $10.47.
I buy purses all the time.
Son, you want to drive? Oh, you drive.
Okay, well, Scott, I kind of admitted that, I am getting a TV show, but I didn't tell him anything about it. But Scott is going to get a call.
Hello, I'm back.
At some point, because we've got business to take care of.
Yes.
And speaking of Scott, I just got a phone call 2 days ago from them telling me that things are moving a little quicker than they expected, and to get ready soon.
You know, ready, and I'll do anything for you. You know that.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go crazy.
Better walk in front of the car stop. Okay, as we speak right now, Jody,
Yeah.
this is the filming. I'm riding in my car. Well, actually, my 16-year-old son is driving.
That's
Oh no.
Yeah.
Scary.
So,
amen.
just
God bless.
hear any loud noises or girls.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, but it's not arranged right. There. Oh, he's back. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
Send me the information and I'll do a guest draw.
It is so nice to have other people working for me for a change.
Yeah.
I bet.
Oh my God.
Yeah, don't get used to it. Things change in a heartbeat.
You know, I'll have to say this production company is pretty awesome. Like they're giving me range on, you know, coming up with the storylines and where I'm going, what I'm doing, and why. And they said, you know, they'll put everything together. When cameras go on, it's like they just film. So that's pretty cool.
Someone's wrestling with their microphone.
I think it's
That was me. Sorry, I dropped mine.
Wow.
Weren't you the one that crashed with the potato chips before?
No.
Before we
Jody?
started, there was potato chip crashing and
What-
dropping
I'm
of
curious.
things.
Can you tell us the name of your show yet, or is that top secret?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't.
Okay.
I can't talk about anything development. You know, because you don't want to go and have people try and steal your ideas and stuff like that.
Right.
But you know, I'm kind of clueless in a lot of ways, but I'm just go with the flow.
Yeah, it's best to stay that way. With Paranormal Paparazzi, they didn't even tell us the name until 2 weeks before it aired.
Wow.
Yeah, we shot the entire thing under Deadline News. That was the name of the show, Deadline News. So it was Deadline News, but then right before that goes new name, bam, Paranormal Paparazzi. So we even had all of our release forms and everything there be signed, our placards that we put out for shooting, for group shots, and you know all that. It was all Deadline News until right before it aired, and then they changed it. It was kind of weird. I liked it, but we had to say we were from the Travel Channel. We never said we were from Deadline News.
Right.
Huh.
Well, it kind of protects the show, too.
It really does.
It really kind of protects you and the show.
I got a
You're
question.
sabotaged.
Scott, what was it like working with Josh?
Oh, God. You know, having an encyclopedia in your back pocket, and not to mention one of the funniest guys. I mean, there's so many outtakes, and there were so many things that he did that, because he was like Jim from Murphy Brown. Well, you know, the news guy that's like this. But when we weren't shooting, oh my God, that guy's nuts. So, I mean, he's really crazy. He's certifiably insane.
Yes.
And so, just if you're looking at him, you're trying to focus because you're shooting live to tape, and they're going, okay, we're going back after this commercial, 3, 2, 1, and go. And he changes back into Jim from Murphy Brown. But a minute before that, he's standing on the desk. So it's like it was incredible. I mean, Joshua P. Warren was like he's a mentor, and just an incredible. And they stifled him so much. He didn't really get to shine like he is. I mean, he's just incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, he is an incredible man. I met him. He was one of my judges on Paranormal Challenge, and he got me right away. And it was funny because he has a partner in crime that stays undercover. His name is Mobius, and when he got home, he told Mobius, "I think I just met your match. She's a freak just like you." And so he was dying to talk to me. And, we had signed contracts that you couldn't talk until it aired. And so he was just waiting and waiting for it to air so he could contact me. And I had contacted George Norrie, who is my mentor. And I had a question about something. And he said, go to Joshua P. Warren. Well, I didn't know Josh. I didn't remember Josh's name. So I go to his website and I was like, oh my God, that's the guy. That was my judge. So I sent him an email and I was like, hey, I know we're not supposed to talk, but I kind of need help with something. George Norrie told me to tell you to move mountains for me. I loved using that on him. And he couldn't talk to me. So Mobius got the message and he's like, you can't talk to her, but I can. So can I call her? And so he called me immediately, and him and I have had the best friendship since. He's an amazing guy. Joshua has a incredible guy by his side that is just as big as a genius as him. And them together, they're powerhouses, in my opinion. And the paranormal, I mean, Josh is so amazing. I think he wrote his first book on the paranormal when he was 13 years old.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
And I have a copy of it. That Paranormal Challenge, that production, it was made to run a season. It was a one-time shot, and it could have definitely went farther. So many people wanted to do it. I know Brett Griffith was working on it. A lot of other people were working on that type of thing. It was so expensive to shoot that there was like 14 or 15 contracts and things you had to sign before they did it. One of them was, if you tell who wins, they can sue you for $1 million. It was $1 million.
Really?
If you go on the air. Yeah. So if you mention anything, or you talk to because Dave Schrader was one. Dave Schrader and Ursula Belsky and Michael Sherman were the judges for the one I was on. And I know these people, but you can't walk up and talk to them. Even Zach. You can't even go up and say, you can say, hey, my name's Scott or whatever, but you can't converse with him because the other team or somebody else would go, hey, this is fixed or whatever. So, hey, did you win on that?
Yeah.
I lost.
Yay.
We were having so much fun with Zach.
Girl power.
He was driving around on this little golf cart, like zooming around. It was awesome. And he's scared of snakes. And he fears.
I'd have fun with that.
Lunch in this place, and a snake came in, and I grabbed it, and it bit me, and I started bleeding, but I got him. And Zach was like, "Oh my god!" And he's like running out of there. Yeah, he fears snakes so bad. But you know what? That production was so top notch. I got so much respect for Zach as a paranormal investigator, as a producer, as everything. I was so impressed about how well everything went, how professional everything was. And that was a really amazing experience. And I would have loved to have gone up against Scott's group.
That was fun.
That would have been crazy, dude.
165 people. 165 people, including judges and production people back in New York, for every episode. Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
One of our investigators, Nathan Schoonover, was one of the judges for that.
I am a big Nathan fan.
Are you?
Oh,
yeah, Nathan's one of our group.
Oh my God, I love him so much.
Oh, he's so much fun. We did My Ghost Story with him.
Tell him I love him, okay? Will you tell him Scott Grimmel
I will.
I spoofed him. I did a show with him. I played him on a thing one time, a spoof.
Yeah.
And
him and Zach were up against each other for the most guest draws in my cartoon strip. Nathan beat him because he did a couple investigations with us and wound up in the cartoons that I did afterwards.
I love your cartoons, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I love them.
That makes me want to do more.
Do more. I know a guy that you could...
I'm trying to put out a magazine where I we'll publish the cartoons and do some writing a bit, and I keep working on it, but I haven't gotten it off the ground yet.
Terry, were you in Intrepid, Scotty? Were you in the Intrepid magazine? Did you have a cartoon in there?
No, I haven't had a cartoon in there. We talked, Scotty and I talked, but we didn't really get it. We didn't really pull it together, and I get sidetracked easily. So there you go.
Yeah, you got a lot going on, girl. You do all kinds of stuff. So
I do too much stuff. That's the problem. And I got a really high pressure job, and it just keeps me out of all the good stuff that I would love to get into. I need to win lotto, so I can just do this paranormal and cartoons all the time.
All of us should win the lotto.
I know. I think we should, and we should share.
yeah, that'll happen. So
that'll happen.
Terry, I've always wanted to see. Now, I got to go to Charles Schultz's house in Mill Valley when I was young.
Oh, I'd love to do that.
It was like he invited our 6th grade class. We went in there. We met him. We got to go to the house, do all this stuff. The house of a cartoonist is so much different than a regular house. There's just like it's got a weird, cool feeling, and it's always funny. But just the workroom is what is amazing.
Yeah, you can't get through mine. It's full of junk.
That's what I mean.
I work out in the middle of wherever the action is. I usually work in the living room, or I'll work. I like to work in public, kind of. I like a little activity going on.
Little vignettes.
Yeah, I need some little action going on. Keep me occupied, so I'll think.
Where do you get your Okay, do you just all of a sudden think of something funny, or something come to mind, and then you go, "Let me write that down before I go to bed tonight."
Because that's kind of what happens.
There's so much that you lose because you did that thing I was thinking about driving home. Yeah.
Yeah, what was that thing that I was thinking about driving home? Oh God, what was that? Like I wrote something down at work the other day because someone made a comment, and that wound up into a comic. I don't know if it's today's comic. No, the comic before today for this one. The one before that was something someone said at work. So, and I can't even remember what that was. I don't remember what I do half the time. It's so funny. I draw it, put it up there, and then it's like, "Oh, did you remember the one where you did?" No. Oh, what was that punchline?
I guess it's kind of like work with you, and you just like you get it done, and it's like I don't remember the fire alarm system I installed like a week ago. So I mean,
same thing.
I adore Aaron. He is hilarious. But Scott, you're pretty hilarious too. I still think that you and Chad need your own comedy hour.
Yeah, I know Chris. I've been wanting a chance to chat with Scott because I know he is funny. So if I can get a funny banter going, I like that.
He's hilarious.
Actually, I will put my phone number in the Skype chat, and you guys can call me. I don't care. Oh. No, there's. Oh, really?
Yeah, everyone will see it. Yeah, Facebook.
Wait a minute. So the thing I said about Kimber Chase, everybody read that?
Oh, yeah.
You did not.
Yeah.
It was probably true, but did you really put it in there?
Well, good thing I like men, so. Yeah. No, because then I don't have to.
All right, peeps. Here we are. Random generator on my crappy iPod 5. You know what, guys? I will tell you this. I got a new iPod last week. And here I am thinking that it was going to have a back camera, but it doesn't. So I'm like taking crappy photos on Instagram and posting ugly vines on Vine. It's just, it's terrible. I'm just like, how can you do this, Apple? So, okay, so we got a random number generator, and I got all the peeps. And for those of you who signed up on the Facebook event page, I got you all a max number of 43 going. So let's random generate this number. Dun 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 dun. Hey, no. That's a test one. 30? 38. Who is 38? Yep, she's still with us. She's being quiet. Oh, now you downloaded Excel, you piece of crap. Oh my gosh. I hate this thing. Oh my god. All right. So 38 goes to Iris Nieto. You know that person? I don't know this person. Who is she? Oh, that's your neighbor. I don't have her as a neighbor, unfortunately. I wish I did. That would be awesome. All right, so Iris Nito, you are getting a postcard from Aaron Goodwin. I will send you PM details later on. All right, back to the chat. Here we go.
My birds are going to bed. Oh no, I'm in the hot seat. I'm in the hot seat. It's good. My parrots are going to bed, so they won't be bothering me anymore. Oh no,
Is that
random
what they call
question. Truth or dare? Truth or dare?
You can always invoke your Fifth Amendment right not to incriminate yourself, right?
I've already
Provoke
been
it?
incriminated in the world. It's okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Leftover pasta, actually. I usually don't eat breakfast, but I had a little something this morning. I felt kind of crappy. It's been a rotten week at work, so it makes me feel even more crappy. So. Cheesecake factory? Oh my god.
Ugh.
Then I really would have felt bad. I tend to eat really. Uh, yeah. Yeah, that was a good one. I like that one. explain to people when they're having trouble like this how that they can speak to them and actually, get some reaction, because they're looking for a reaction from you anyway. So, I mean, we had another house. It seems like everywhere I moved is haunted. I don't know what it is. I seem to pick haunted houses.
Maybe you're haunted. Maybe
What
it's
it
not
is.
the houses at all.
Yeah, probably. Oh, what's funny is
No, I mean, haunted, like people are drawn to other people.
I think I'm drawn to the places where they're haunted, and I've sent a few of them home, and which is kind of nice. That's always a great feeling when you can kind of cross them over.
That is a wonderful.
It's
feeling.
just beautiful. That's just there's nothing compares to it.
And
but
that is what I've
had. You want me to speak, or are you going to speak?
Word fight.
Sorry, I just wanted to say that the last 3.
Isn't that a weird thing when that happens? It's such an amazing thing, and it's like you both go up, and then you're both like, shit. I'm cutting, and then you forget your point, and you're like, oh God.
I just think it's so beautiful. So I agree.
It is.
It is. That's great. Yes. Oh, I've been drawing cartoons since high school, which is way back, so back into the 70s. So, I've been drawing cartoons for a long time, and I've had a couple of cartoons almost make it to syndication, but not quite. Yeah. And I would do cartoons, submit them, and then after a while I get kind of disgusted and stop cartooning for a while. And then I had a big period where I wasn't doing cartoons, and suddenly I started getting the bug to do it, and it was just weird. I just kept hearing Jim Morrison songs for some reason over and over again, and it all of a sudden it brought to mind this one cartoon I had done initially about guy living in the woods, and he supposedly was Jim Morrison living as if he was living in the woods, and I came up with a cartoon based on that comic strip of a guy getting, moving into a place that's haunted, out in the woods and being completely freaked out by it. So then that slowly, and he hired a group of guys to come in and investigate, which was Entities Are Us. And then Entities Are Us ran away with the cartoon strip. So I kind of threw away the other cartoon strip and started Entities Are Us. And that's been running since 2008 when I launched the website. So, yeah, so it kind of evolved.
Nice.
Yeah. I like to do just gag cartoons, but if there's a storyline that comes up, then I like to run with that. So I kind of go with whatever kind of floats the boat at the time. I do enjoy doing guest draws, and I haven't done too many lately, but I go through spells where I'll do a whole bunch of them. I'll get requests or something. Someone on Twitter will say, "How come you haven't drawn me lately?" Or one will get jealous that I drew someone else, so they'll want themselves drawn, so I'll draw them. So I'll go through I did a whole swimsuit edition last year, which was kind of fun. We're so interesting that they're talking about smelling each other's armpits. That's the story.
He said, Scott said,
I always knew I was intriguing.
Scott said, hard. And I said, me too. He said, I want to smell your hair. I said, you should smell my armpits.
Okay.
He's
Is there hair under there? There's hair under there as well.
I'm sorry.
I probably smell like a horse.
I love people's names in chat rooms.
Oh, I thought I got the boot.
Sparrow's Sweet Snatch. Oh, Sparrow's Sweet Wench, yeah. That is a really cool name. Sparrow's Sweet. That was...
All right, who
pair of horse shirt giveaway. Yay! Pair of horse shirt giveaway. Yeah. You know what? Jody, I've heard better from you. Now, come on. I mean, that was like 7.
Those weeks.
That's funny.
Hey, you guys want to hear something exciting?
Is it? Oh, go
Okay,
ahead.
so I went to Idaho last week.
That is exciting.
Yeah, Idaho, Idaho. Okay. Anyway, so like that girl got kidnapped, right?
Oh yeah, right.
And I was so busy, I wasn't paying attention in the news or anything what was going on. But when I was leaving, I was taking a private plane, and I went to the airport, and there was this huge black helicopter, and my pilot came over, and I was like, "Who are those guys?" And the guy said, "Oh, those are killers," and I was like, "Really?" And he was like, "Yeah, they're from another planet." And I go, "Oh, cool. Can I go over and meet them? Because I think I might be from that planet." And he was like, "Yeah, no, they just killed that guy that kidnapped the girl from Idaho."
Oh.
So I went over there, and I was like, "So are you guys like really killers?" And they were like, "Uh-huh." I was like, "Cool." And
Can we ghost investigate after you leave?
right. So I was like, "So did you just really kill that guy yesterday?" And they said, "Yeah, his body was laying right there in their helicopter." And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm a ghost hunter." And they go, "Oh my God, can you do an EVP session or something in here?" I was like, "I probably could. How many dead bodies have you had in here?" And he said that they've had like so many dead bodies in that helicopter. But how weird is that? That like I'm leaving and I'm there. A girl gets kidnapped. I'm leaving and I'm meeting the guys who killed him.
That means you're responsible.
Right? It was fake. So I got all kinds of pictures. But then the other guys started telling me about because I said, "All right, guys, you guys are from here. Is there really Bigfoot here?" And this one guy said, "Yeah, I actually was down fishing at this one certain area, and he swears to God he saw Bigfoot in that area." I was in McCall, Idaho. So pretty crazy. So I met killers this week. Real
Fun.
killers. They shot this dude in the head.
Nasty Westy.
That will do it.
You kidnap
Yeah,
little
we
girls.
got to ghost hunt that helicopter.
I know, right?
I can imagine the sounds and voices you get from that.
No.
That might have been me. Did you?
Hey, you're 18 now. Yep. Live it up. Cuss it up.
Does that mean I don't get in trouble for saying son of a bitch? How about son of a beach wagon biscuit? I like using that one. And holy shiitake mushrooms, Batman. Yeah. I learned that word from my grandmother.
Yeah.
That's John. That's John. John Candy.
You don't know who John Tenney is?
John.
Jesus Christ, get with the program. He's like the weirdest guy in the world. Well, you know what? You would probably really like him. And he was supposed to come to Mineral Springs last year at that event that you came to. And yeah. You know what? Janet was so upset that he didn't come. She wanted to meet him so bad. It would rock her world. And then if we got Scott there, he would really rock her world. Mm-hmm. Weird is good, Terry.
Huh? Oh, weird is good. Yeah. I forgot what I typed. It's been a long day.
It's all.
I don't know. Get night vision? I don't know. Sounds like a disease.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah.
Oh no, panic in the streets.
We like
Okay, fire away.
Kimber.
I have been? I'm sorry.
Who, me?
I can't hear you very well.
Uh-huh. Kimber. Oh.
Mm.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at her Facebook and I just keep saying her name. Sorry. Go ahead.
For me, right, Kimber? Oh, well, unlike all of you, I don't do investigations. Well, until I did one with the GAC team, but it started for me, I guess, about 3, because I've always been a psychic empath, or, I really hate labels. Are you an empath, or are you a physical medium, or are you a psychic? I'm not sure. I think each of us has different abilities, so I don't like to label it. I'm sorry? So basically, for me, it's just been this way all my life, where I don't go out looking for spirits. They kind of come to me, and it's just kind of been part of my life since I was little. And then when I got older and got into nursing and eventually trauma nursing, I was around, quite a bit of death. And the death process, and watching spiritually what happens to a person when they, leave the physical world and enter the spiritual realm is fascinating, actually. Some people go out kicking and screaming, and some people they have what I call a beautiful death. And I just, it's hard to explain, but they embrace it. And to actually watch somebody come out of their physical self and go so peacefully, and to become their spiritual self and be really okay with it and happy, that's something that's awesome for me. Unfortunately, it's really hard to discuss that with, doctors and nurses, although I will say you will not meet any trauma team that has not had one, if not plenty, of spiritual experiences. That is true. Trauma, ER, critical care flight nursing, where we fly people. So, yeah. So, basically, I for a brief time there, in my late 20s, I got into detox nursing because I just didn't want to deal with trauma anymore. And that didn't work out well for me because, I got sick of the 12 steps and decided They just actually it's a one-step program. You stop or die, and so went back to emergency medicine. So that's where my heart is anyway. So, but yeah, I've had, of course, every shift is an experience. But
I can imagine that'd be too much for me. I get a little too empathic.
well, you know what? Though, honestly, I think it's just such an honor. It's an honor to be with somebody and just be with them and comfort them, and actually having, some people call it the ability. I call it a gift because I do think it is a gift.
It's a
and
gift.
I think it is a gift from God, the Creator, God, whatever you want to call Him, the Great Spirit, to be with somebody and to be able to communicate with them as they go, not only physically,
right,
but spiritually as well. And that for me is the big difference, is that I can touch them spiritually as well as physically and help them transition over. And most people just go. Some people want to hang around.
Yeah, it helped a few people who were going through that before they died, just kind of giving them support and making them comfortable that that's okay for them to go.
Exactly.
And that they're not going to pay for crimes of their whole entire lifetime, and that they're going to be safe.
Exactly.
So
and it's special, when you can communicate with someone spiritually, because not everybody has that gift,
right?
And to assure them that they're going to be fine. And so that basically that. And then there's also you throw in angelic angel intervention, and that is absolutely happens in the ER a lot.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
And so there's always going to be people that say everyone is going to assume that an angel is a spirit guide, is a family member, whatever. The bottom line is it is the experience of watching a spirit guide, angel, whatever anyone wants to label it, come for these people, and to see these people just all of their pain goes, all of their worries, all of their anxieties, which is usually the case. Now, there's been a few people that have gone out, kicking and screaming and just terrified. And, I don't know their lives, so I don't know why that is, but they, maybe that's why they stick around, or they have unfinished business. But for the most part, once somebody actually, gets through the process, the physical death process, they get into that place where they're between the physical and spiritual. And it's a really beautiful thing to see them just kind of let go. And so that's how I got into it. And it's been amazing to mix the death experience, because of my profession, and then to also apply my gift. So I watch these like Life in the ER, and I always wanted to, God, they need to do Life in the Haunted ER, because there's so many doctors and nurses that have had that can tell you amazing stories, and just stories that defy all, logical explanation. And so basically, I never watched too many of the ghost shows, or anything. I was usually too busy, but I just happened one day to be, I turned on the cable TV, and I happened to catch like my first episode of Ghost Adventures. And ironically, it was the Linda Vista episode with Nick and his experience. And,
oh my God.
And so, yeah, it was really, and I was watching it, and then, of course, we all saw his reaction to his first actual visual contact or manifestation. It scared the hell out of him, And when they showed the sketch, I about fell off the couch, because I had been to that location while it was still an operating hospital to pick up a critical care transfer. And I saw that exact same lady. So when he held up that sketch, it was like I just got chills. It just freaked me out. Not a lot freaks me out, but that freaked me out. And I started doing research, like, who are these people? Like, what do they do? Who is this Nick person? And I ended up having kind of a mutual friend, a sweet, wonderful, beautiful Tara. I adore her. And she knew Nick personally. And I sent her an email and said, you're not going to believe this, but, I kind of ran down the story. And she forwarded the email to Nick. And then the GAC team got a hold of me and wanted to do a Return to Linda Vista episode. And then I guess the rest is history. That's kind of how it happened. And it was an amazing experience. But that place is creepy.
It is.
I think it's sad for the people who are going to live there.
I do too.
Well,
they're still
sad
using
part about that too is that girl, a young lady, is absolutely not the only person that is stuck there. There are hundreds there. And some of them not so nice.
That place was one of the most active places I've ever been, with so many people getting their hair pulled. I got tapped on my back. I can say that is the only place that I've ever felt pure evil. But I wouldn't say it's demonic or anything like that. I would just put it in the category of, if that was a spirit, it was probably a very evil person during life.
Wasn't that in a location where there was a lot of gang wars and a lot of people from gangs died there? Yeah, that's the explanation. Right. Oh, yeah. That's quite nasty energy. Yeah. Right.
Well, actually, the Filipino community really started coming into that area during the late 60s, early 70s. It also has a very long history with, of course, being the Santa Fe Railroad hospital for the employees that were through the railroad. But it was a very affluent neighborhood at one point. And then later on, as, the more affluent population started moving out, the middle class or poverty started coming in, but they also started losing their really good doctors and staff. And that is because the population that they were servicing were, you're seeing gunshot wounds and lots of gang activity, and a lot of those people did not have insurance actually, and so the doctors started leaving, and they started bringing in doctors that had less, I don't want to say scruples, but less scruples, and
negative energy attracts negative energy, so there you go.
There you go. So the care became poorer and poorer, and actually among the medical field, working with big trauma centers. I can't really get into like specifically naming, but level 1 trauma centers in the medical community. Hospitals have reputations just like people or doctors do, and it started getting really crazy there as far as what was going on. Some of that now was, they were also just pioneering back then, and that's been like 23 years ago that I was there, and experienced seeing this young lady. Organ donation started becoming more and more prevalent. So, there it is a law, and now it is regulated, of course, by the government. You cannot profit at all off any type of organ donation, but you can profit off keeping somebody on life support for 48 hours for organ donation. See, because you got to keep these people alive. And I just feel it was kind of a rumor, and rumors are rumors, but, in the medical community, it just people started saying, wow, there's a lot of donations coming from this hospital. And, these people would come in. Nobody would claim them. They were gang members. They were, next thing you know, their kidneys are on a flight out. So
Oh,
um,
that's so sad.
it is
So sad.
very sad. So the young lady, it's my personal opinion that she was a victim of being robbed. Basically, she was robbed of having a chance, and she was stuck and she was angry. And she was actually, believe it or not, one of the more gentle spirits within those walls, because just like Jody said, there are some evil whammajamas in there. And it's actually one of the first places that I've ever, and I see her every day. They're all over the place. It's one of the actual first locations I've ever been in where I felt intimidated, scared. And they were in my ear, and very threatening, very intimidating. And it was just, 12 hours couldn't go by fast enough. I was just terrified in there. And I generally don't back down in any spiritual situation. I've been doing this I'm 49. So, 40, however long I can remember. And
I got you beat. Hey.
Yeah. I've run into several, evil, demonic, whatever people want to call it. I call it demonic because that's what they are to me. Spirits, and that, nobody. That's a dangerous situation to be in. I mean, they are just so overwhelming and oppressive, and that location is just. I would not go back.
Yeah.
And I can't say that about very many places. But I can say she left. She was able
that's good.
And God bless her. She must have been there, I don't know how long. I guess there's no time on that side. But she crossed in peace. And it was a really, really personal experience for me. I think for Nick as well. Because that experience for him and being his first actual encounter really touched him. And as all of you know, if you've ever, crossed somebody over, it is a wonderful experience. And so I think it was a really personal experience for both Nick and I that we shared just by chance. But she crossed over, and the rest of them, I don't know, if they're going to turn it into a retirement community or have. But it's like, holy moly, I don't know. Where are they going to go?
They'll be there. And they're going to have problems.
Oh, no, they're stuck.
They're stuck there.
Well, they're being held. I think they're being held there, by stronger, darker entities.
Think so?
I absolutely do.
It's funny because it's like I haven't met anything I would particularly call demonic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting. I was warned by a channeler to stay away from anything that is demonic, that it would have a bad effect on me. And so, ironically, on the few investigations that my team has run into things that are like that, for whatever reason, I haven't been able to attend. Like something steps in the way and stops me from attending it. So, and I don't know if it's because I'm I kind of tend to be closed, I think, but I think maybe I'm a little too open on some aspects. So it's like,
open I'm like vulnerable
a little bit. I'm not really totally vulnerable because I've run into some really negative energies and I'm able to, push those off. But when I do psychic drawing, I've been physically sick afterwards. You know, it's just like really out of sorts for like over a week.
Right.
That was the first time.
I can absolutely tell when I am in the presence of a demonic spirit and a human negative spirit, totally different energy.
Right.
It's just, it's something I always would run away from. I would never, ever have initiated or responded back to anything that I felt, well, that I knew was demonic or, that evil. I'll use the word evil to appease everybody.
Yeah, we have an investigator who he likes to invite things to his house all the time. I mean, he's kind of out there to begin with, and he investigates with our team periodically, and it's just like he invites stuff in, and we're always afraid of what he's gonna invite in,
and that's a healthy fear.
Yeah, and he's he'll channel stuff. It's been almost frightening that he almost has gotten to the point where he's been dangerous on investigation because he's just so much involved in it.
Well, I've gone toe to toe with several, more than several. I mean, I've gone toe to toe with evil demons, whatever you want to call them. They were never human, put it that way. Right. And they are a force to be reckoned with. And
I don't care to reckon with
it. It worries me. It really worries me. Sometimes I think, I know a lot of people are doing investigating as hobbies, and it is interesting. I just worry for some of these teens, younger people that are, get all excited and go into these places. They open doors, and it just scares me to death that when you open that door, if you're not prepared for what's going to come through, because you never know what's going to come through, you don't know how to close it. And they're so vulnerable, and it just frightens me for them.
Especially teenagers. Teenagers are really vulnerable.
Well, they are.
They just don't understand.
Exactly. And so, the professional investigating teams, a lot of people have asked me, well, are you against investigation? And it's like, well, no, not for people that are actually prepared and professional, and they know what they're up against. Am I against it as a hobby for kids and teens? Absolutely.
Right.
I am. And so it's one of those things like, don't try this at home. There should be like a little disclaimer, for the investigations, like, these are professional investigators. Please don't try this at home.
Yeah, and don't do EVP work at home either.
You're
just going to invite in all the neighbors.
I call it dabbling, and it's like either do it very seriously, or not. The dabbling part, like I said, if you want to open that door, you better be damn well prepared to close it.
I got some great EVP on my dishwasher.
My husband's brought them home from work.
Oh yeah,
he works at a long-term care facility for brain injured people, and I've done some investigation there, and they're chock-a-block full of spirits. It's unbelievable. And I put the EVP recorder up there, and I put my my EMF meter next to that, and I said, "State your name." And every time the meter went up, I tagged it on the thing, and it's like they all it was name after name after name. I must have had 10 names, and they were all pretty clear. It was amazing.
Right, and that's
and one
thing.
Came home. Yeah,
and
one
they
came
will
home
follow
with them.
you.
Yeah, it rode in his car. It turned his volume down. It stacked all his change in his change bucket, and then we had some little dark shadows walking around the house for a couple of days.
Now, is your husband does he have gift ability?
Not really, but I've been there to investigate, so they probably knew that we were attached. They figured they'd come home. Yeah, they probably trying to get to me, but I don't go there very often. But once in a while, I'll bring a recorder, because I can't resist.
Well, yeah, and you know what? Most of these spirits that are stuck or lost, a lot of them are lost. To them, it's been explained to me, or in conversation with several other people with abilities, that it's like we're like a beacon in the dark. They can zone in on, wait, this person can hear me. Sure. Or this person has the ability to hear me, whereas no one else can. And they're desperate to speak.
That's right.
Or just, I'm here, hey, I'm here. And they will attach. They will attach to you. And so, and that's it's sad, but it's also exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting if you can get them to move on. I asked them if they would move on, and one of them responded, "Do we have to?" I got that as EVP.
What?
It was pretty
another question that's come up a lot is, well, how about the happy ones? And how about,
Yeah.
you know what? I think they get to do what they want. I think that I think they can come and go, to be honest with you.
I think they
Some
do
of
come and
them,
go.
I do. I think some of them are stuck, but I think a majority of them, if they're here, are here by choice. They're here either checking in on loved ones, or they're able to go back and forth and pop in on places and people and things that they cared about in life. They're waiting for a loved one to join them before they really want to completely cross. And some are here just out of pure regret. And that's what I call the lost ones. And that's sad.
Yeah.
So, but I think that it's a wonderful thing that we got to go back. And I was very appreciative of having the opportunity to go back to Linda Vista and put some closure on that. It had bothered me for years and years and years. And I just think it was almost like divine intervention that I was able to have that opportunity. So, and it was a wonderful working with the team. They were very down to earth, awesome guys. Everyone was, worked together and tried to bring, in between actual filming, just tried to, lighten the mood, because the mood got kind of, it gets intense sometimes. And yeah, it was a lovely experience. I am grateful. I think, they did a great job, and hopefully I did a great job. And ultimately she went where she needed to be. So, I felt very happy about that. It was an honor. It was an honor to investigate with them. So that's it, pretty much. That's a scope of my investigation experience, Right. Exactly. Absolutely. And it's kind of you're stuck between a rock and a hard spot, because a lot of people in the field, in the industry, they have other things that they're involved in, like selling the spirit boxes and selling equipment and such. So I never really want to say don't go and investigate, it could be dangerous, because then people say, hey, wait a minute, we're trying to sell these things. And um, I just say, know what you're getting into. And kids, absolutely, minors are not prepared. It took me into my mid-20s to actually be able to effectively deal with a demon. And even now, it's something I'll avoid at all cost, if possible. I can imagine some young teen having to deal with that. Mm, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, mm, mhm. Ugh,
The slaughterhouse.
ugh, yeah.
Gross.
Mm, yeah. Right. Good grief. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. It's just dealing with evil or non-human evil energies is even just so much different than dealing with evil human energy. I mean, because, human spirits can be pretty nasty too, because human beings can be pretty darn nasty in life, let alone death. So,
Yeah, they don't change.
no,
There's still the jackasses they were in life.
exactly. And, a lot of people say, well, these spirits, are they good spirits or bad spirits? It's like, well, how were they in life? Because generally, if you're I'm not going to drop a cuss word, but if you're a real piece of work in life, then chances are you're going to be a real negative sob in death as well. And some people just want to cause havoc. Misery loves company, and so
yeah, if they're still trying to be attached to the earth, there's a reason why, because they're not really thinking soundly, or they're a piece of work.
Right, exactly. And I think if you cross over with that kind of negative energy and you cross over into the spiritual realm, you're also going to attract then evil demonic energies, and they're going to kind of lead your way. That's what I feel.
I fear my father-in-law passing because I know he's going to annoy the hell out of all of us.
I don't know. I know that
he's too attached to the world.
It's so natural to be afraid of death, and it's just a human condition. I've been around it so often. I'm not afraid of dying. I'm afraid of the getting dead part. I don't want to suffer.
Yep. I don't want to suffer.
Getting there's the hard part.
It's the getting dead part that kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies. But I just think it's going to be such a new adventure. And
No. Go ahead.
That's the dog.
No.
Dog wants to talk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Right. Or he couldn't. He didn't have the energy. Right. Right. Yeah.
Nathan had a rock thrown at him.
We had rocks thrown at us at Linda Vista.
Wow.
Just it. You know what? It was edited out. But actually, at one point, we were all kind of moving down because that place has hallways after hallways after hallways. It's like a big maze, and it's dark as heck in there. So, and of course, me, because I can hear I don't need the EVP. I can hear it myself. There were just so many people behind us mocking us, and just people in my ear, and it was just being the only one on location, actually to be psychic or whatever anyone wants to call it, gifted. I could hear all this stuff, And I was walking actually with Chad Lindbergh, who was the guest, the star guest on there with us, and awesome guy. I know you love Scott and him are hilarious together, Comedy Hour. But I think that was his first investigation as well. And we were in the very back following the team, and it was like pebbles or rocks, and they would skip. It would be thrown, and we could hear them like skip, skip, skip on the marble floors. And I just kind of looked at him, and he looked at me. He's like, "Is something throwing things at us?" And I was like, "Absolutely think so." And yeah, it was a very, very hectic, for me, it was a very hectic ordeal. But it had some good closure, some positive closure. And but I would not step foot back in there again. There was this one energy, and I want to say he was the most dominant of all of them at some point, and I think that actually did make it into the episode. I asked, is there a doctor on duty? Because in life, when you call for a doctor on duty, they'll come. And so I was thinking, well, maybe there's some doctors or staff here that are left over as well. That male energy that stepped forward was just such a nasty jerk. I mean, and he really wanted a piece of Zach and Chad. He was just saying, and at some point, I believe Zach was actually asking him, "Can you tell what's wrong with us?" Or, tell us, diagnose us. What surgery did I just have? And this thing was just saying the just most rottenest things. It didn't come up on EVP, but it just followed us around the rest of the night. And I just wanted to run out of there. It was horrible. So.
Woo! All right, peeps. So the first giveaway is this lovely shadow silhouette of Mr. Goodwin, big stepping, re-signed by the man himself. You can actually see the little scrimmage where it got smeared off, but he actually re-signed it this last Thursday. So, Iris Nita, this one's for you. Now the next one is way much more better. You get a selfie of Mr. Goodwin. Even better. Selfie of him. Ooh, I don't know where he is. Ooh, I can tell. So you get a selfie of Mr. Goodwin right here. Selfie. We love selfies. All right, let's start this random number generator up. We are currently at 20. I was playing with it a little bit just to make sure it wasn't going like to like the next number above it or below it or whatever. So let's hit the button one more time. 2, 3, and I got lucky number 13. Who is lucky number 13 on the Excel sheet? And the winner is it's not Nicole Ramirez. So Nicole Ramirez, this selfie is for you. So no, you're not. Since when did you change your ID? Since when did you change your? You want a selfie? Did you say Godwin? See, that's what he told me, and then I was like, I hope you're happy, because Kimber's now feels upset since you stood her up. He is. I would have loved to interview him. You know what was so weird? Last Thursday when I met the guys, I was actually at the same height as Zach. I was like, what is this? Is this the Twilight Zone? I know, seriously. If you look at the picture, I was like nearly at his height. I was like, what? No way. I was like, no, this cannot happen. Oh, Lord. Am I still, oh, I'm still on camera. I'm an idiot. I bet people are looking at the thing and they're like, what is going on? Oh no, who do we lose? No, Scotty! Alright, well. No. He's crossing over. Is this still, no, I want you on the formula.
Get back here. You
Follow
rat
the
bastard.
Skype light, Scott. Follow the Skype light.
Yeah, right. It's Skype's fault. It's a toxic environment. What are you going to do? You know, not all of us can survive it.
Right. Actually, I have never really used Skype before, other than to talk to my in-laws, and I didn't even set the account up. But it was hilarious trying to create a Skype account.
Yeah, it's a little nuts. I had to reinstall it because last time I had it on, I had my computer before it had totally went AWOL and I had to have it rebuilt.
Right.
So I had to reinstall it tonight before I got on there. I think I'm trying to figure out. I think the last time I used it, I used my phone. So.
Right, and you know, I called Brian or text Brian, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm running late, and it's like 500 degrees here, and do I have time to take a shower? Because I just look horrible." And he's like, "You know, this is just voice, right?" And I was like, "No."
Well, yeah, I went and got my hat because I thought it was like not just voice, and I'm like put my hat on because I think I look like hell from the day. Put my hat on, cover up the Einstein hair. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay.
Dun dun dun.
Ooh. Scott's manifesting again.
Okay, well, I've been in it a very long time, since I was a kid. My grandmother babysat my sister and I, and she was one of the weird old ladies that you probably read about, or Terry probably makes in her cartoons or something, who goes around with her doing her little ghost investigation with her Ouija board and her weird friends, and they're having seances and stuff. So it was just something natural in my family. We never questioned the fact that there is an afterlife of some sort. There's ghosts all around us, and it was just accepted, perfectly normal thing. And it wasn't until I was an adult, I guess, that I realized that a lot of people don't believe the same thing. A lot of people at that time, I mean, now today it's more accepted, but say 20 or 30 years ago, it was kind of like, you're a weirdo if you're into ghosts, or if you believe this, or if you do investigations or research, you're kind of, you're different. You're an odd person. Maybe somewhat even today. That and working with Zach and them was wonderful. I actually met them before they did their TV show, because I live in Reno and they live in Vegas, and I did a couple events with them. I did an event at Virginia City with them and the Constantinos. This was after the documentary. They asked me, I'm still kicking myself in the ass for that. They asked me to come down and be a part of the Goldfield Hotel when they did that with Virginia. And I said, I'm busy, I can't. And I'm still thinking, why did I say that? But yeah, I did the Goldfield, the conference they did down there with them, with Dave Schrader. and I saw the rocks being thrown, and Virginia hid behind me because we really did see these black forms coming down the hall, but I knew they don't want me. They're mad at Virginia. But yes, we did see, he did that in the last one too. The rocks were, I don't know what ghost down there, the Goldfields really, really haunted, was throwing those rocks, but they damn sure were throwing them.
Wow.
And we did a seance in Virginia City, and I got to hold Nick's hands, and his hands turned. Here's Dave Schrader threatening these ghosts. He was saying, "Come and kick my ass. We're not afraid of you." And they didn't bother Dave, but they made Nick sick. And then another little gal got very overcome emotionally. But it was fun working with them. What you see is, you guys know that, you've all worked with them. What you see is what you get. There's no pretense of we're the big stars. They're really cool guys. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed working with them. Mm-hmm. If they ever do any, I don't know if he'll do any. I think he does little events or something. I'm not sure now that he's researching for Zach how that's going to go, but if. Mhm. Cool.
Dave, Village Chapel is definitely under having a little small event with 50 people, and they're going to investigate the, it was called the St. Nicholas Hotel.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. It was on, oh, here, I got it pulled up right now. Yes.
Oh, that's true. That's so true. We had, I don't even know how many chat rooms we had to have, but yeah. Oh, yeah. Crashing. We were running between chat rooms. Yeah.
Paranormal squares. I think we got to do a score show.
I'd be kicked off. That would be just too. They're just, everybody just hangs on to, they've become such a huge success, and it's awesome to see that. But just when I was even trying to get through the gates to get at Linda Vista, I swear I got there a little late, and I had to go through like 5,000 people just to get to the gate. People that just knew, or I don't know if they were from the neighborhood or whatever, but they knew that the team was there investigating, and gosh, security had to come get me out of the crowd and walk me through this crowd just to get through the gate. Right. Oh, they were very, very generous about it too. They went to the gates and shook hands and did, let people do their picture opportunities, and very, very generous about it. Very good to the fans. Yeah. Hmm.
Mhm. True.
For real.
That's
Exactly.
true.
Well, you
Yeah.
got to figure too, these guys can't go anywhere probably in their personal lives without like somebody recognizing them going, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
it's Aaron Goodwin, it's Zach.
they're kind of obvious.
Yeah, exactly. So that would drive me nuts.
Um, well, I was with Steve. Steve was the producer, and I was one of the notorious, much hated. Oh, I hate to say that, but Ghost Divas. And the Ghost Divas, everybody hated us. And the show started falling apart. Everybody wanted to go their separate ways. And Steve and I wanted to continue doing something, but of course, we didn't want to use the name Ghost Divas because we didn't want people hating us, hating on us that much. So we came up with the name Paradacity, and we've been doing it for, I think, 3 years now, 4 years. It's a fun show. We try, and like Jody was saying earlier, and I'm so happy, Jody, that you're going to do a TV show, because that is my gripe too, is there's not enough women represented in this field. We're represented, I'm going to say it, small time, but actually for some women to have their own TV show, I'm really glad. I'm really excited about that. It's about time.
It
Me
is
too.
about
I
time.
don't know if I told you guys, but over the winter time, 2020 News found out about me, and they heard that I was the most controversial woman in the paranormal field. And they called me up, and I did an interview with them. And it talks about like the discrimination against women in this field. And
Great.
and yeah, it was a really good interview, but it hasn't aired yet. They're working with my production company, and they're waiting for them to tell them that they can air it. So it's really great that 2020 is being kind enough and holding off in airing that. And, hopefully it will open the doors for a lot more women to, get involved and, and it doesn't seem like the women in this field embrace each other as well.
No, that's something I've been complaining about for a number of years. It's like we're all fans of the guys, and Dave Schrader, but what about our fellow women investigators? Or what about, we need to be more cheerleading for that? Yeah, that's
hey,
really
Dave
great.
Schrader told me that I was going to be hated by everybody in this field, and he was absolutely right.
Hated? But why were you going to be hated?
Because I can use my tits and ass to get ahead. That's what he said.
Well, good for you. So if you can use them, why not?
But I'm not using that to get ahead. You know what I mean? I'm using the fact that I have my own equipment, and I'm continuously researching and putting evidence out continuously, and being an entrepreneur by myself, and I don't need a production company to tell me, hey, let's go to this location. No. If I want to go there, I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to go. I've got my own cameras. I come home, I edit all my stuff, and I put it out, But so that really pisses me off because, I could use my tits and ass to get ahead, but I've never touched anyone to get ahead, and I've never asked any man to help me get ahead, and do for me. And
well, let's honestly though look at Zach. Now we know he's good looking. All the guys are. Would they be where they're at if they were? Oh gosh, if they were not if they weren't good looking? I mean, I hate to say that.
What makes me mad is that Zach can go and he can go into a location and take his shirt off, do an investigation. If I did that, I would be called a foul-mouthed whore.
Well,
And that's what I have been called. And it's hilarious because it's like, come forward and tell me anybody that I've messed around with. Please, please tell me. And you know what? I know a lot of these, not a lot, some girls that have been on TV, they have been sleeping with producers and they have been sleeping with people to get ahead. And I know it for a fact. And, it's like, it sucks. It sucks for people who are actually passionate about it, working hard, and, really, really trying to make a difference and to understand what happens when we die.
right.
And then there's, people who are just out for a paycheck. They're actresses and they want to get on TV shows.
Right, right.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
It's ironic because I have a ghost hunter character in my cartoon strip called Boom Boom, and she's a total serious investigator. She's probably one of the better ones of the group, but she's got big boobs. Yeah. So the guys don't pay attention to her except for her looking at her boobs, So she's always running into that little issue there. So it's kind of
it's baloney.
Yeah.
It's just a double standard, and it always is when it comes to not just paranormal, anything having to do with media, and that always double standard between
it's
male
in every
and female.
Workplace too.
It's the same thing. Absolutely.
It's the same thing.
Honestly, I had never experienced it until Paranormal Challenge. I had no idea that women were treated like this. Like I guess I was living in a bubble. But I've never experienced such discrimination against women.
Right. I actually experienced it from both ends. Back in the 90s, I used to write for hockey.
You did? From both ends?
No.
You said it, Terry.
That your show.
I used to write for hockey, I used to draw a cartoon, and I used to write for hockey. And everyone knew me as the netminder, but they all thought I was a guy. And they all described me as being like 6 foot and change and wearing flannel, which was untrue. And so they treated me like I was this wealth of knowledge, and then I knew all about hockey, which I know quite a bit about hockey. I'm a good student of just about anything, and I've watched it for years, and so I have a good repertoire behind me of things that I know. And I tell you, when I finally came out as being women, everybody changed. It was amazing. So I saw it from both ends.
The more you're hated, Jody, the more you're hated, that just means that you are successful.
That's true.
It means that you're breaking barriers that need to be broken, is what it is.
And unless somebody's threatened, people don't start hating until they feel threatened. And if they feel threatened, that means the competition's getting tough. So
that means you're doing something right.
I'm trying to raise the bars,
That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah, the Queen of Burps. It's hilarious because before people see me, they think, I'm like some truck driver that's like, over 300 pounds ripping burps. And when they find out, how little I am, they're like, oh my God, I thought you were a wildebeest.
And it shouldn't be based on how big or little or, it's just a fact that it's a male-female thing. And like, and like Terry said, we're very represented.
Yes.
Very underrepresented in not just the paranormal media, but in media, period.
Yes.
Yeah, that really needs to change because, I'm living in 2013.
Yep.
And I thought that women's rights and all of that, like we got past that a long time ago,
Nope.
We've grown quite a bit since then, though. I mean, I've watched the transition because I've been around for a while, from the difference in how people perceive me when I was younger till now. I mean, it's a whole different thing, and how women are viewed now. And there's not as much of a glass ceiling as there was. I mean, in some places there is, but it's like I find that there's more openings now. So it's changing. It's just not done yet.
Yeah,
it is just so awesome that
the cake isn't ready.
A female has got her own show, and she does her own production, her own editing. So that puts her in the same category, raises the bar on power. And that's what it's about, females having power.
Yeah,
that is threatening to people.
We need
Yeah,
to
I'm
own it.
very threatening to people because
I am.
I'm the type that if you're going to disrespect me, I go batshit crazy and I get in their face and say, "Bring it." I've even gone to events and gone up to people, men that are huge compared to me, and said, "I'm going to kick your ass. So do you want me to do it here or do you want to go outside?" And they're like, "Are you serious?" And I'm like, "Dead." Like I'm ready to start throwing punches because they've pushed me that far that I'm so pissed off. And
Wait. Are you my twin? My long-lost twin?
yeah, like I'm batshit crazy.
I got a lot
I have no
of crap
tolerance
too.
for this bullshit. My dad raised me to, to
She's
be a
a honey
very
badger.
strong woman, and that as a woman, and I mean, even all the way back to like kindergarten, first grade, second grade, my dad was like, "There's nothing you can't do that a man can't do, so you do it, and you do it harder," and I love my dad for teaching me that because,
Yep.
it has taught me, like, go ahead, break down walls. And if you get people hating on you, screw it. Throw it back in their face. And these people in the paranormal field push me harder to freak them out, to push, to just do things that other women won't cross the lines. They won't step out of those boxes. I'm just like, I will step out of those boxes. And that's where Scott comes in. Did he leave us, by the way?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You know what, Brian? I think I have so much respect for you. And I have since the first time I met you. Uh, I met you when I did Paranormal Challenge. You contacted me and, told me that you were over in Alton. And I went and looked at all your stuff and all your hard work. And I have so much respect for all the hard work that you do for Ghost Adventures. I don't think that they deserve how freaking awesome you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know what? You work hard. You work hard, and it's like, do you get the recognition that you give to them? Do you? Yeah, yeah. You got to stir the pot, baby.
I
That's what
love
I
it
call
that
it.
Brian
Stir
is doing
the
this from
pot.
the heart, though. Brian does this from his heart.
Yes, he does,
He's
and it
and
shows
and
every
he
day.
is not reaping any paychecks. He's not, trying to become famous. He
Yeah.
does it because he loves it and he truly believes in who he's plugging. And Mhm.
Brian, if there is one thing that I could advise to you, I would say start focusing more on you.
Yep.
Yes, I
Because
agree.
you you can go to big places if you and you know, I had so many people telling me that for so long, Jody, you don't need anybody. You've got it. You've got it. Just keep going. And I didn't believe in myself. And as soon as I decided, you know what? I'm going to focus on me. I swear to God, like the doors just opened and people started just coming in and going, well, who are you? And it's like, I'm me. And they're like, we want a piece of you. And it's like, oh, now you want a piece of me, you
Right.
know? But when I was trying to promote the Paranormal Hot Squad, you know, and everybody else, I don't, I had Jesselyn totally screw me over to get on Paranormal or the Haunted Collector. She came from me. And I took a girl from a bar that wouldn't buy a digital recorder, that wouldn't read a book, that could have cared less. And she dicked me over for that TV show when it was offered to me, and I turned it down to save my team. And it's like, I just don't want to see you go through anything like that, where one day you look back and go, man, I gave and gave and gave to them, and what did I get back? When you could be giving and giving and giving to yourself and creating your own identity.
Persona. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yep. I think I put somewhere up there. Listen, you know what? People are not commodities, and we're all in this together. Even though there is competition, of course, but still, as a community, we need to support each other, and we're all going to have mutual contacts. So, you can't say that's my contact, so you can't talk to my contact. It's just, it's
I do everything to help people. When I signed papers for my production company, right after I signed, I'm not joking, I had 5 production companies come to me for different shows that were being created. And I started sending people I knew in the field that kind of did what the basis of the shows were, and sent them to them. And, there's a big reward internally when you do for others. And I'm all about helping anybody out if I see that they're passionate about this, they love this, and they're also a good person,
Right.
But there are
That's what I
a lot
meant.
of bad people in this field. I have found that there are a lot of pedophiles.
A
Mm-hmm.
P word.
And, I'm really proud of myself as a mother for shielding my son. Like, I didn't start really allowing him to come out until probably about 6 months ago. I have shielded him.
Yeah.
And
that's sad. It has to be that way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mm. Yeah, I think I stayed out of all that. I tried to post. I tried to be as diplomatically neutral as possible. Um, I'm just not going to have any drama over. I don't want to do any drama. It's just not worth it. I think we all need to stick together, and I will be with whoever I choose to be contacted with. I'm not a commodity, just like anybody else. And when I do come and do these things, I do it because I choose to. I'm not. There's no benefit for me here other than advancing, the paranormal world, and uh, it's not a competition for me. Like for Jody, of course she's got a show coming up, so she's going to
Even
have
before
competition.
this show, I've turned down for the last 3 years. I've been turning down show after show after show to stick with my goal, which was to see a female group. And in the process, I found out that so many people around me that I brought into my group, all they gave a shit about is a paycheck and getting on TV. They'll
Right.
lie about it. They'll, be conniving and scheming and backstabbing, and it's hilarious. It's just like I've gotten so cutthroat. As soon as I smell shit, I'm like out. And they're like, "Are you serious?" And it's like, "Yeah, I'm never working with you again. I smell shit, so you're gone." And then they want to come, and then they're threatening to destroy me, and I'm like, "Go ahead and do it, please. Put me out of my misery. Like, I don't give a shit."
Honestly, even my doing the episode with Linda Vista, it's my personal thing between myself and God. But I never have made one penny, profited a dime off anything I've ever done on TV or on the radio or promo, because for myself, it's just kind of I'm doing this because I believe in it kind of thing, not for money. So it doesn't really put me in a competitive that way.
Yeah.
But I just am so excited that we're going to have some female representation out there. And
well, we're going to be wild, okay? I mean,
yay!
It's not going to be like Ghost Hunters where we're all scientific but I'm going to mess with these girls because I get to help create the episodes. So I'm really going to I'm just a different type of person than most of these people. So I'm thinking outside of the box of what hasn't been shown on TV, what hasn't been done, and how am I going to challenge my team to almost make them look like an ass if they get lazy. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that too many people get lazy and they just accept. Oh, I just accept that I heard something. No, get your ass up, look around, make sure that there is not something planted that's messing with you, because I just might do that to you. You know what I mean? And air it just to show, hey, you didn't debunk that. And you're going to look like an ass, And I hope they do it to me, because it's going to keep my team on their toes and prepared for me to possibly mess with them.
Right.
Because, and also, stepping out of the box, I think that's so important. Everything is so the same.
Not only are you stepping out of the box, you're creating your own box. So.
Oh yeah, I've been creating I love creating my own boxes,
And it might be a circle. It might not be a box. Maybe it's going to be a rectangle.
Yeah.
If you want it that way.
Or a spaceship.
A trapezoid.
Or a planet.
Exactly.
I'm for trapezoid. That's my thing. If I can have a trapezoid, I'm fine.
Yay for you. I am very excited for you. I wish you all the best.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. I just like, look, you know what? This is like, I am not in junior high school. This is ridiculous. I'm not, I have no negative feelings going on for any, I mean, it's just, it was ridiculous. I got to the point where I was like, look, it is what it is. Either act like a grown up or, you know, get out of here. Basically, this is a grown up field that we're dealing with. And if you're going to act like a 12-year-old, then you need to remove yourself from the equation. That's it. Right. Mm. Yeah. Oh, it was ugly. It was ugly. And you know what? It's not just this one particular situation. Other situations, you know, like whose page is better, or who knows the guys most, or who's closest, or who's, you know what? I don't even deal with that. If you are a fan, then y'all support equally, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and it shouldn't ever be a competition, but, you know, with power comes competition, which actually I'm thankful I'm out of that box because, you know, I'm not competition for anybody. I'm just me.
Yeah.
Usually people go,
And Brian,
Kimber,
that's
that
kind of
nurse
back
chick.
to where I was kind of suggesting, like you start taking a path more for you. You know what I mean? Express yourself. And I mean, you're like the type of person that literally at your age, you have so much knowledge. You know, I've been giving you some experiences. And you could go and like write books someday.
Totally.
And you're not going to give two shits about Ghost Adventures. It should be about you and what's going on in your head and why you are so passionate about this, because that's where you're going to blossom and just flower. And that's where you're going to rise above. That's the best advice I could give to you as such a young person who's accomplished so much. And, you know, and that's why, you know, I always invite you with Nathan and I just see such a trooper, you know?
Totally.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of, might go to Scarefest. So,
Ah,
oh, you are?
I've never gone to that.
Me either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can pay there. Yeah, it's no big deal.
So they don't sell out.
Can I tell you that, you know, my camera guy, Phil, he's actually having dinner with Zach. And I did get invited, but I turned it down because I don't want to mislead anybody, you know, because there's already stupid ass rumors about me. And how I won Paranormal Challenge is because I slept with Zach.
Oh,
And, you know,
jeez.
it's just like, of course, I have to be sleeping with somebody to actually come forward with evidence that I collected and win it. It sucks. That is the only thing that sucks about being a woman, is that if a woman is successful and can come to the table better than a man, or some of the men, then they're a whore and they're sleeping around to get ahead.
That
Makes me sad. I've cried so many tears of hearing bullshit rumors about me. And like, I mean, it caused me to like have anxiety attacks. And, you know, I got so sick back in November, and I was literally sick and down and out for about 6 months. That I was like, I was ready to walk away. I closed down Paranormal Hot Squad, and it was like 6 weeks after I closed it down, I told my whole group, I can't do this anymore. I am just going to go quietly my way and just do my thing. I love all the people that stuck with me. And, you know, I would always work with them in the future, but I don't want to be a leader of a team anymore. And literally after I did that, like I told you, I shut the doors and I focused on me and like, you know, recovering what has been traumatized inside of me. It was like 2020 came along and they were like, oh, we want to interview the Paranormal Hot Squad. And I'm like, well, I kind of just shut it down. And they were like, well, we don't care. We want to interview. I'm like, okay.
I wondered what happened to you guys, too, because I did follow you. I watched, you know.
I just couldn't take it anymore. I could not take anymore.
Right.
You know, it was just, it wasn't worth being a part of anymore because I have.
But aren't you glad you're past that now? Because you get to a point.
I'm still not past it, you know.
I think you get to a point though where I'm like, I know in my life, I don't give a good, you know, I don't give a crud what anyone thinks about me. I know
I really don't overall, but then there are people that I've done so much for that have, you know, done really bad, and I've had to go and make enemies to protect them. And, you know, to come find out that those people were stabbing me in the back left and right. And I didn't know it. And I was like doing everything to protect them, you know? So it was like, I was just, you know.
You know what though? The major emphasis is you did for them. And that is all that matters.
Yeah,
what they did with it,
a lot of people.
What they did with it, that's their karma.
Yeah,
it is. And so you did good by them, and look where you're going.
I caused them no problems except for one because I just couldn't help myself.
Right.
It's like damage will be done because certain things were just taken way too far. And sometimes you have to just step up and say, all right, if I go and I create all of these enemies, it's all good.
Wish that I could, like, you know, that my computer had a reach out and touch someone feature button, because a couple of times I wanted to crawl through this computer and just slap somebody hard enough to make their driver's license picture swell up.
Yeah.
Had me beside myself angry. And so, but unfortunately, or good thing, there is no reach out and touch someone feature. But now I just figure, you know what? I did what I did because I felt like it. What anyone else took out of it or turned it into, that's on them.
Yeah.
You gotta remember that it's other people's perspectives. It's not, you know, it's your view is one thing, but everyone's going to have their own take on it. They can look at the exact same thing, and 5 different people will have 5 different visions of what it is they saw.
Yep.
So, you know, you can't put your stock in what somebody else sees because they're only seeing it from their own angle, and their angle is corrupted from their own ego. So there you go. Yeah.
And I don't I don't have a show, and I don't get paid for any of this, and I do it because I have a passion for it.
Yeah.
And I took a lot of shit for doing that episode professionally. I'll tell you that one. That was a lot of people that I know in the medical community said, "Are you freaking kidding me?" Because, you know, emergency medicine and the paranormal and putting yourself out there, that's a big step. And
it's people like you that need to be working with people like me. Do you realize that?
Sister.
That is where we are having the biggest problem, is that parapsychology, like the true professors, the doctors, and all of that, are not studying actual haunted locations. They're
Right.
not bringing those students to, like, I mean, you know, in our country, we don't even have classes for that. You can't get a degree
Right.
here. And it's like, why? Why is more money not being spent on the afterlife? Not only that, but ufology. I'm very big into ufology and, you know, cryptozoology. Like, it's, you know, the government and doctors, it's like, they're not
It's
really
not even the
caring.
doctors and it's not even really the doctors and the nurses. It's the
No, not
administration of hospitals are like, you know, the administrators of hospitals are just like, you are absolutely not gonna bring paranormal into this emergency room. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, but you know, like certain doctors, like doctors that measure, you know, can, like, you know, monitor brain waves and stuff like that.
Right.
And then like incubus cases with, you know, sleep paralysis and,
Right.
you know, but actually taking the machines and going to the girls' locations or
Right.
these locations and saying, all right, we are going to spend 2 years here, you know what I'm saying? And like research the hell out of this.
Well,
And get to
the government sets aside so much money for us to research what's going on Mars.
Right.
But they're not spending, they don't want to spend any money to find out what's really happening on Earth, where we live.
Yeah, I don't get it. And I talked about that in my 2020 interview, that there is not enough money going on in our field to help us. I mean, if you look at the overall people of the paranormal field, they are your average person,
Yep.
you know, making an average income, or they're low income, or they're
Yep.
unemployed.
Yep.
And they're trolling on the internet saying, oh yeah, I'm the shit, but I never see them investigate. I never see them put out anything. I don't see them talking about anything that is groundbreaking and going to come to the table with an actual difference.
Yep.
And then there's people like me who are constantly spending my own money with my group. You know, I pay a location for my group and they pay their travel. That's what I do for my group. And I also film everything. I come to the table with all the equipment. Like, they just need to bring their bags and their ideas and, you know, let's go. But I don't even know.
You do it for the passion of the science.
Yeah.
And that's where we get tripped
I'm
up.
so happy to be getting the show, because I finally get to take everything that's inside me and just, I'm going to be like that chick from Fifth Element. And at the end of it, she throws her body back and like light just flies out of her chest. I can't wait. I can't wait, because people don't know what's inside me, what's going on in my head, you know, and ideas that I have that I feel can make a difference.
For sure. And
I really
it's
hope
going to make
that
a big difference for the other females out there in the field.
Yeah, and
you're kind of like you're paving the way. Not to put pressure on you or anything, but you are paving the way for all the rest of us million girls out here.
Oh, we'll all help.
I hope that everything works out, and I can, because, you know, if I go to a huge location, I'm going to be calling in women. I'm going to be like, go find me some women groups, you know, and I'm going to remember the ones that were total asswipes to me and, you know, competed with me.
If you call us, we will come.
Huh?
If you build it, we will come.
Right?
If you come out to the Hudson Valley, I'm there.
I'd be like, yeah, I remember that shit you did to me. You ain't coming. But I really hope, too, because I feel like women, we are very intelligent. We're no different than men. And I think we just have so much more passion inside us on an emotional level that hasn't been researched enough. Because men are like logic, you know? They're all logic. But
women are more intuitive by nature.
Huh?
Women are more intuitive by nature. That's just, it's always been, you know, whether you're gifted or not, women are more intuitive. Emotionally and spiritually. That's been my experience.
We did an experiment where we split the women and, well, and one of our gay guys We went
Nice.
to one section, and then we had Nathan Schoonover and our other like total debunker doesn't believe in anything went to the other end of the building. We did this whole place, and I tell you, we had all the hits. They got nothing.
Yeah.
We had all the EVPs. They got nothing. It was amazing. The
That was
intention
like
behind
my episode of Paranormal Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
We were up against the Ghost Bros.
I remember that.
We slam dunked them. You know what? We even had evidence that we captured that Zach wouldn't air because it was so racy.
There you go.
You want to hear it? It was pretty good.
Yes.
I had
wanna
gone
hear.
off and I had done my solo, and I was in the little hospital. That's where I caught the EVPs that I got that pretty much won us the show. So anyways, I was on my way back, and I went to go find the other girls, and I walked into the priest's room, and one of the girls was laying in the bed and the other one was sitting in the chair. And I literally like went in and just jumped on one side of the girl. And I was like, "Hey, Father, you've got 2 women in your bed." And then Jesselyn, she jumped in bed and she goes, "Hey, Father, you've got 3 women in your bed." And I said, "Hey, Father, did you ever think about women when, being with women when you were alive?" And like, there was nothing. And I said, "Father, if you want us out of this bed, do something and we will all get out." We had a huge noise that went off, and literally all 3 of us flew out of that bed. And it's like, I'm willing to say stuff because I look at it like this. If these are spirits that we are dealing with, and it is the afterlife, they had feelings. And
Totally.
if we push those little buttons, they're going to react.
Totally.
So I push them. I push the buttons. I stir the pot.
Well, I remember an episode where Zach did almost exactly the same thing with the nuns and the tattoos, where he was, kind of. Remember, he was. I'm sorry. Yeah, where they were saying, that, he went up there and he was kind of not provoking, well, calling out a nun. And that was really controversial because it's like you're dealing with nuns.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, for his show, he can take off his shirt. He can do whatever.
Yeah.
He can do, But as a woman, I'm going to get blocked from that being shown.
Right.
When that was clearly evidence that, and not to say that it's Zach's fault or anything.
Right.
He's being discriminated against me because I don't feel that way at all about him. Because I feel like he was really respectful of me in every way, and he was really impressed with me, And
I don't even think it doesn't even really have to do with Zach. What you're doing, you're pioneering something, and
but I'm talking about it like not airing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't want to throw him under the bus for that. That's
for sure. I'm sure he's very supportive, and but you're going to be dealing with a whole community of paranormal people that are competing, obviously, and then networks are competing and stations are competing. So you know how it goes, and I don't do it as a profession, so I really don't get involved in that side of it. Yeah. And anything I will do or have done, I've always done as a courtesy, just because I like to do it.
Yeah. Where are you guys from? I never asked.
Which guys?
I'm in Hyde Park, New York.
New York?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
I'm in SoCal.
SoCal.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, Reno, Nevada.
I gotta get going, guys, because I have to get up tomorrow.
Yeah, me too.
So, well, there'll be plenty of other times we can share with you, because I'll do this again if you want.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, and thank you so much.
Yeah, it was great meeting you guys.
Yeah, you too.
I know.
We love you, Scott. You're amazing.
Yep. if you guys come out our way, up Poughkeepsie way, and you want to do an investigation, we got a lot of cool spots over here, so we can hook you up.
Yay! Nice. Excited. One love. One love. Yep.
Thanks for
absolutely.
having us on. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, Brian.
Okay, have a good night.
Good night.
Night.
Bye.
Good night, guys. I'm hanging up.
All right, guys, thank you so much for attending. And right now, it's time to give away the final postcard from Aaron Goodwin. And the winning number is generate. Well, will you look at that? Number 3. Who is lucky number 3, Mr. Excel sheet? Well, oh my gosh, it's actually someone in the chat room. Miss Amber Barton, congratulations. You win the last postcard from the chat. Good job, girl. Send me, I will contact you soon on Facebook. And that's a wrap, guys. Thank you so much for attending. Thank you for watching the whole thing. It was great talking with the guests. It was great chatting with you guys. Hopefully by then we'll have more people on and everything like that. And heck, you never may know. Even we might have DNA on. You never may know. So much love, guys.